මේ ළඟට ගරු ගජේන්ද්‍රකුමාර පොන්නම්බලම් මැතිතුමා ඔබතුමාට විනාඩි 11ක් කාලයක් තියෙනවා.
Madam, I should actually have 12. You know, from 14 it has been reduced. It's unfair. You all didn't even break for lunch. You must not reduce it so much that we only have one speaker from our party. No, it doesn't matter, but they can reduce it from that party. We don't disturb sessions of parliament. Please give me 12 minutes, madam. Honorable presiding member, I would like to commence by stating that we are debating this bill, a highly controversial bill, honorable presiding member, all in the dark. And I say that because parliamentary procedure under the standing orders states very clearly, under standing order 50 subsection 2, every such bill shall be referred to the relevant sectoral oversight committee without a motion immediately after the first reading. The committee may suggest amendments to the bill. No further proceedings to be had until the committee has reported back to Parliament or until the expiration of the period of time allowed by Parliament. Now, honorable presiding member, this matter was taken up by the Speaker yesterday morning, just before sessions of Parliament started. The opposition combinedly met the Speaker and brought it to the notice of the Speaker that the only supposed report that has been tabled in Parliament is the one that I have in my hand, and what that says is as follows: after consideration, the Sectoral Oversight Committee on Media, Youth, Heritage and New Citizens agreed to the bill entitled Online Safety, subject to the amendments proposed by the Supreme Court determination to the bill, and resolved that the report of the committee thereon be presented to Parliament by the Honorable Lalit Kumara, the chair of the committee, on Tuesday the 23rd January 2024. So the report that we are supposed to consider is what I just read. We don't know what amendments have been made. Officially, we only have the original bill that has 36 sections, of which 34 have been asked to be amended by the Supreme Court. In addition, the Sectoral Oversight Committee considered the views of an expert committee appointed by the minister himself, and in doing so they increased the number of amendments to 42. That means out of 57 sections, 42 sections are to be amended, and this house is debating a bill being in the dark with regards to those amendments, because this Sectoral Oversight Committee's report should have given us a complete version of those amendments, but it hasn't been done. And instead we are supposed to be debating this bill, a bill that is so controversial, honorable presiding member, that on the 22nd there was a think tank that had a closed door discussion, and I was fortunate enough, in fact government members were also invited, prominent civil society activists who the government consults were also invited, and in those discussions civil society leaders who are highly respected, who are extremely guarded in the way they express opinions, who don't get emotional about things, very senior members in the legal fraternity, made accusations to the point that they said that democracy is being dismantled, and this act is a substantial nail in the coffin of democracy in this country. These are the opinions expressed by people who you can hardly accuse as being radical, accuse as being anti-Sri Lankan, accuse as being anti-government. Highly respected people, both men and women. I cynically told them, we have been warning you. My party has been warning you for at least the last several years that this is what is going to happen. But when we said it, you said we were radical. When we said it, you said we were radical. But today it is you who are being targeted. That is the reality, Honorable Presiding Member. Now the Minister concerned, Minister for Public Security, yesterday was presenting his speech on the second reading, stated that the AIC, the Asian Internet Coalition, had been consulted and in fact had given their consent, where despite the fact that all the amendments that they had suggested could not be included, that when the minister had assured them that this bill with the amendments suggested by the Supreme Court and certain other amendments from the Sectoral Oversight Committee will be passed, and that thereafter he will bring another amendment to incorporate the further suggestions that the AIC and others had suggested, that they were very happy with it. Those were his words, they were very happy with it. Well, after listening to his comments yesterday, Honorable Presiding Member, the AIC has issued an emergency statement on the 23rd of January 2024, where it says this: despite our commitment to constructive collaboration, the AIC has not been privy to proposed amendments to the bill. We unequivocally stand by our position that the online safety bill in its current form is unworkable and would undermine potential growth and foreign direct investment into Sri Lanka's digital economy. We firmly believe that for the bill to align with global best practices, extensive revisions are imperative. Now these extensive revisions, Honorable Presiding Member, I am reliably informed, was suggested at the Oversight Committee, to which both the government and opposition members of that committee had agreed. So it was just a simple case of the minister accepting that according to the Constitution, if those full amendments that would have made this bill respectable and credible in the eyes of the international committee whose money you want, whose investment you want, then what you should have done, the rightful thing, is not to hurry it through. Instead, what you should have done is call this bill back, cancel the gazette, original gazette, incorporated all the amendments, made the bill credible, re-gazetted it, and then presented it and debated it in Parliament and passed it without a vote. That is the proper way to do it if you want to win the credibility of the international community. If you want to win the goodwill of the tech community. But you didn't do that. What would it have taken? 1 month? 2 months? After all these years, can't you wait those few weeks to make sure that the whole world is accepting what could be potentially a disastrous bill? No. Instead, you choose, whilst knowing that this bill is completely dangerous, that it is being condemned by extremely responsible sections of this very country.
You have 2 more minutes, Presiding Member.
Whilst you know it, you still, admittedly that that this bill has serious shortcomings, you still choose to go through with it. There cannot be any other intention, Honorable Presiding Member, than the intention of trying to curb public opinion. You want to manipulate public opinion. You want to manipulate information in an election year. You are terrified that the people's genuine opinions will come out. And therefore you are rushing these bills through so that you can shut the people up, shut genuine debate, shut the fact that people can expose you for what you are, and that is a bunch of frauds. A bunch of people who don't have the electoral mandate to sit in this house. You have an unelected president who was rejected by the people, and you have an unelected minister who's shoving these draconian bills down the throat of this country. And that is the reason, Honorable Presiding Member, otherwise you need not have rushed. You're going to prorogue Parliament tomorrow. You're going to prorogue Parliament tomorrow, which means you're not going to even sit for a couple of weeks. So what's the hurry? What's the hurry? In that meantime, you could have made sure that the bill, a substantial part of the process, could have been completed so that after the prorogation, you could have presented it in a proper way, won the credibility of both sides of this house, passed it, and shown a face of credibility to the international tech community who you need. So there can't be any other intention, because everything is weighed against what you're doing today. And the only thing that the government can benefit from by rushing this draconian bill through is for that very purpose. The draconian nature of the bill is what you want, so that you can shut everybody up, so that you can manipulate information, and so that you think that you can win another fraudulent election. It will never happen, Honorable Presiding Member. It will never happen, because today, even though you might try to do this, the people are far smarter, and you will face the consequences of every single action you are doing to reverse democracy.